It's one thing to sit out in that audience and cheer people on. It's wonderful you have people actually step up out here in front to run.
Thank you, Dan. Good evening, everyone. I was expecting to see pretty much all faces that I recognize, but I see faces that I don't recognize also, and it's good to see everyone here. My name is Itasca Small, and I am for small government. And liberty begins in our own backyard. Hearing the previous speakers, going through what government is doing in different areas, I think that we all need to just take a moment to remember that what this country is all about is protecting rights with small government. I am running as a write-in candidate, and that means that I need to make sure that I reach, my campaign team and I, that we reach as many voters as possible to know that they can write in my name. If they don't know about me, they're not going to know to write me in. So we are working diligently to reach the voters, and if any of you are able to, whether you live in LD 25 or not, if you know anyone in LD 25, if you can spread the word, we would greatly appreciate it. And on my flyer, there is one contact name at the bottom of the flyer, and on the card that's attached to the flyer, my phone number is there. And the website is on both, which is itascasmall.com. My focus is on education, although I'm very passionate about all of the things that government does that are overreach and that they should not be doing. When I was with you in May, I presented my pledge to the people of LD 25, and my new flyer, which you have now, presents that pledge again. But since some of you weren't here then, if you don't mind, I did change the arrangement, and I added one important thing. I pledge to work to restore limited government, and I pledge to work to stop Common Core and all of its tentacles. And my goal is to do everything I can to help eradicate the evil that is Common Core. I also pledge to work to restore parents' rights to direct their children's education. Our statutes actually do include a Parents' Bill of Rights, and according to it, parents have the right to direct their parents' education, their children's education, but our government, trying to be the Cookie Monster, has ignored those rights by forcing different parts of Common Core and other things before that, No Child Left Behind, etc., onto the children, saying that your rights end at the schoolhouse door. Well, I don't believe that. I know that our Constitution doesn't say that. The U.S. Constitution doesn't say that. And we must get our government to understand that parents are the ones who are responsible, accountable, and have the right to direct their children's education. I will also defend our Arizona Constitutional Office of Superintendent of Public Instruction and the inherent power and duties therein. It is under huge assault by our state government, and cooperation with other states where the powers that be are also trying to destroy their offices of state superintendent. And this last legislative session, the legislature, and signed by the governor, the legislature did destroy a lot of the inherent powers and authority of our superintendent. I have worked against that, and I would like to go to the Senate and be on the Senate floor instead of just watching from the gallery, not being able to do anything really when it comes to the actual voting for these acts that destroy our control over education. Now, the reason that I focus on education so much is that in seeing all the things that were going on in our city, our county, our state, our nation, and saying, what do we focus on? There's so many things that are wrong. There's so many things where they're taking our rights away that how do we know what is most important? And I realized that what's really the most important for me to focus on is the miseducation of the American people. And in our case, in our backyard, our own children, our own millennials, the generations of the last century have been more and more indoctrinated away from what this country is all about. And that's why people don't understand why some of the things that like for instance, Bernie Sanders, so many of the young people think he's wonderful. It's because they don't understand that he stands for absolutely socialism, which is a form of collectivism, which is make the country like an ant hive or a beehive.
Communist.
Yes, and communism is absolutely a form of collectivism. So our education has been slowly bringing us to this point where many Americans just don't understand what our government is supposed to be about. And so that's why I'm focusing on that we have to fix education so that people will be able to start understanding why everything else is wrong. So I know I don't have a long time, so I'll try and wrap up. Included in that is I will work to restore constitutional local control of public schools. And this is the one I added. I will stand against Obama's bathroom decree and anything like it. And I will defend and uphold the United States and Arizona constitutions against all assaults on our liberty under God. If you will look at the front of my card, well, actually on the back of it, it tells you how to write my name in. And on the front of it, it gives you, I lay out my opponent's position on five subjects. Some of them I've just covered, and my position on those same five subjects. And you'll see that we are direct opposites on each one of them. And thank you very much. Rustin.
Do people have to write your entire name in, or can we just direct people to say, write in small for small government? If we just get your last name, is that good?
Actually, that's something I need to find out for sure, because someone did suggest that to me, that all I needed was that. But I was under the impression
because Itasca is going to be a little tough for people to remember.
And that's why the write-in card has my name on it written out. I do need to find that out, and if it's true, then it will be a lot simpler, and I thank you
a much better campaign. I mean, just, an easy slogan for the we'll remember, but the uninformed won't.
Yes. Tomorrow, I have to make sure I find that out. Thank you, Russell.
All the years I worked at the polls, usually in charge of for many years, but they have the write-in candidates listed on a paper, but they don't do that. Do they in do they have them in the mail-in ballots? They have something in there that indicates.
I thought they did, but I'm not sure, and that is another thing that I
That'd be a
do
serious.
need to find out.
Yeah.
And one thing that was frustrating for me is that I have found in the past that write-in, in the past they have had to post who the candidates are, but there's nothing saying how they have to post it. So a lot of the polling places post an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper with normal 10 or 12 point font, and they put it in a very inconspicuous place where the voters
Right.
don't know to look, and unless they ask, they have no idea there are any write-in candidates or
All we're required to do is they have a poster with a oval on it and, you know, has the red on it, but put it somewhere where it can be seen, and then they have a sheet of paper you staple onto it.
Do you mind if I ask you something? Because this is something I've been wondering if it could be. Okay. Well, it had to do with that real fast. Sorry, Dan, thank you. Is there someone we could talk to that might be amenable to putting it in a more conspicuous place in LD 25?
I don't know. They have always been quick to help, at least in my experience. So we can call the campaign or the.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Dan. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.